Burn live, burn live, burn live, burn live, burn live, burn live. It's going down, baby. Burning through ashes, trying to make comments.
Burn live, y'all. Burn live, y'all. Burn live, y'all. Burn live, man. Where I burn through conversation, trying to ask y'all common sense.
That was a lot.
So the hell?
That was a little too tough.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a little too much. Just a little bit too much.
Hi, y'all. Welcome to the Burn Live
that's too.
Show.
Oh, let me not say that. Then people call me racist. Let me not.
Exactly. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Bloody hell, mate.
That's even worse.
Welcome to the Bloody Burn Live Show. Burning through conversations.
No.
No.
I like that.
You like that one? I did too. Bomber clock, you want to.
Oh no. Oh no.
Welcome to the Burn Live Show. Like I said, y'all, we burn through conversation, trying to ash out some common sense. There are a lot of things that are going on in the world. Some things you feel important, some things we feel not important. It's always that in between line to figure out what is what is what is what. I am your host, Capiche. That is my co-host, lovely co-host, Nate. And then we got
Kick ass Nick.
also special guest, you know what I'm saying, about to become a regular, you know what I'm saying, ready to sign a contract sooner or later, is Gucci.
That's a good intro.
Yeah. After a while, I kind of want to talk to you guys about a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We're gonna go jump around some conversations, see if I can stab on some things, you know what I'm saying. Today, I really want to focus on seeing what we see now versus what we've seen in the past and what do we see for the future. I'm not going to get too political. I just want to get in just social contract social concepts of what life expectancies of what we expect in life. Ooh, damn.
And what you're saying, and I just want to apologize to my parents' generation. Like I wanted to be an adult so bad when I was a kid. I wanted to be an adult so bad.
Oh, I remember that too. Oh, I remember too.
So I just want to apologize to y'all. You know, I thought the world was different. You know, maybe I just wasn't talking.
I thought the grass was greener.
I thought the grass. But being an adult is quote unquote ghetto. I do not recommend.
I do not recommend it. Stay kid as long as you can, please.
Please.
I feel like, Auntie used to tell us that. My auntie used to be like, your child, stay, grow up listening. Your child, stay in a child's place, man. I wish I would have listened.
That's why most kids that had a tough kid upbringing, their adulthood is so much easier because the toughness and y'all toughness is not compared to the toughness that I'm bringing. For an example, my toughness, what I'm bringing is very strict. You had no outside. You really didn't hang out with your friends and stuff like that. Most of our upbringings is we did have friends. We were more rebellious against our parents. So that's
rebellious.
Rebellious.
No, you're right. And you know what's crazy? I grew up in foster care, so
that too.
So I kind of rebelled just off the strength that I was growing up around people who weren't my blood relatives.
Yeah, that's something to you.
To Miss Collins who fostered me, I apologize. I was a terrible kid. I was bad as heck for no reason.
Man,
just rebellious.
Me too. I apologize because man.
So I heard this quote: "The weak raises the strong, and then the strong raises the weak." Do y'all kind of get what I mean by that? Do y'all understand that phrase?
I don't know. I don't know if I understand it, man. Because I think there's a phrase that most religious people use. It's called "iron sharpens iron." So I think if a person is strong, well, I can see what you're doing.
And that's true when it comes to a household. Household, iron sharpens iron. If I instill in my kid true values, he has a higher percentage of going out there and doing the right things in life. But yet again, when it comes to a community or a broader situation, iron don't sharp iron, because yet again, you're not,
So what do you think? First off, do you think a woman can raise a man? Can raise her little son to be a man? Or do you think a man is definitely needed? Because I asked that because
I want to answer. I have to answer that in two ways, but I'm gonna answer it bluntly first. First of all, I'm saying no, they can't. But then I'm gonna have to say yes because of certain society. If your society is weak and there's nothing strong that a kid to survive in, then yes, a woman can raise a man, because yet again, there's nothing to fear. You know what I'm saying? Could a woman raise a man in the 80s? No. It was too much.
What about the 90s?
Early 90s?
I only say 90s because
early 90s? No.
Because that's where
late 90s? Yes. Early 2000s? Yes. Late 2000s? Yes.
I mean, just off my experience, just purely off my experience, I don't think. Well, just from my experience, I wish I would have had a father in my life.
That's what I mean.
A woman can't raise and teach a man fully
just how to be a man.
Exactly.
True is that. It's to be a man. But yet again, I can give you man values. I just can't structure you, man. You see what I'm saying? That's what a woman can do.
Agree.
But one thing a woman can't do unless they fully involved is give a boy street smarts. That's one thing you can't do, because to eye the streets how a man should eye the streets versus how a woman eye the streets is
totally different.
Yeah,
on me, and I agree with what you're saying. But just from my experience, I feel like if I had a father who was teaching me the right thing, I would be more confident within myself, and I would definitely have started off a little better as far as being confident and understanding the world and understand I could do whatever I want.
But to hate to be the devil's advocate, just because your daddy taught you $1 don't mean you would sing $2.
Of course.
That's kind of a life lesson you have to experience, I feel like.
I think Beanie Siegel said it the best. The best quote to what we're relating to is, everybody in the ghetto is not involved in the streets.
That is very true too.
Yeah.
More like everybody that's raised in the ghetto is not involved in the streets.
I wish I never seen the streets. I think if I had a father, I probably would have never seen the streets, because I only went to the streets because of the male figures that I was around, not understanding that the things they were teaching me wasn't positive. The first male figures I had was teaching me about drugs and the streets.
I went to the streets because lack of jobs that were around. All jobs to get, you had to go in the county. And after a while, you know what I'm saying, I got tired of going in the county to go look for jobs because I was getting jobs in one county. And then when the county slowed down of revenue of making money, you know what I'm saying, and everybody kind of flooded to one county with society, and what society doesn't want to admit today is crime really disrupts an upbringing of people, because you have things in different sections for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Your section is trying to get what? A mall, a playground, parks, a library, all these things for you to do. Now every county is trying to do that. So let's throw out 5 counties as a hand. Everybody can look at their hand and look at your fingers and thumbs like, okay, those are counties, but your palm of your hand is the city because it's the biggest, right? So every county is trying to do what the city is trying to do, right? And in the city has 5 of its own because it's got its own section. Now you have crime in one of the counties. So what the county do? It loses money. That money goes into the other counties.
Loses money and resources.
Lose money and resources. So yet again, these kids over here ain't got nothing to do. They integrate with these kids over here. These kids are so-called spoiled, and they're used to having their own thing. Now they got to share with these people. Remember, and like in rival basketball or whatever, you got rival. I've been not liking y'all. Now y'all got to come over here.
You're right.
Okay then. Now we got 2 counties down. And now one city has lost revenue too.
Yeah,
and that's
why do you think that is though?
Why the crime? Why is there crime? Boredom. To be honest with you, and this is, I believe, is the harsh truth. And this is where you have to give Doc and Nene props of conversation. All the molestation that goes on. The major things that kept kids occupied while parents go be parents, you can't do no more. There's no trust in those fields. You doing an after-school program? You leaving your kids in that school program? No. Are you taking your kids to a YMCA? No. Are there any tech schools around to teach your school a trade? No.
But maybe that's just the product of the whole social construct that we live under now. Maybe it's because maybe you can't put them after school. Maybe you can't teach them a trade because it's one parent households.
What you say, Gooch?
So I think a lot of problems came down when they took mothers out of. They took mothers, and mothers started being on the streets and wanted to be about men and making men money and paying themselves out of their household. The moms were supposed to stay at home and take care of the household and the kids. You're not supposed to be out there working and doing all this other stuff like a man does. That's not her job. She took herself out in that place and she said, "Oh, I want men to live. I want the same price a man gets." That's not your place. If you don't get the same price a man gets, then that's not your place to get that.
To a certain degree, I agree. To a certain degree, I feel like
I would have to get into a subject that my girl would consider boring.
Bullshit?
That's bullshit.
Bullshit. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that's bullshit though. I think that's the truth.
But what the turn down?
We're gonna go to politics. I know it.
And I touch on it. You notice me.
Go ahead.
I can touch on stuff and get out of it, but it does go over there into that, because what led into those structurally fall was war. Once war happened, men fell off. It got a shortage. They had to pick up somewhere.
War was just one of the things. You got the war. You got the war on drugs. You got the war on crime. You got a lot of things that took 2-parent households out of the. I mean, I'm not saying the government is responsible for niggas selling drugs.
Okay, now that is some bullshit.
Because, sir,
it is their fault.
sir.
Who fault it is?
No.
Quiet.
No. I got your back on this. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead. I'm
Calm
listening.
down. Because if drugs would have still stayed on the streets without war that financially disrupted the household, you still would have had churches to help and reform your neighborhoods. Because at that time, because we talking 80s, we still had Martin Luther King, we still had Malcolm X, we still had those guys. So, politics and religion wasn't a financial combined. You know what I'm saying? You still had so-called churches helping the community out. At its best core, no. At its tip-top shape, no. But you still had help.
I hear you.
Okay.
But I always say that's part of the problem. We don't need churches to help the community. We need the people in the community to help the community. And I understand sometimes those people are part of the church and whatnot. But we can't rely on that. We need two parent households.
Yeah.
We are not in disagreement with that.
We need stable living conditions
and
for the future.
Of what?
We're not in a disagreement with that. We do need 2-parent households.
And so it can create a stable living condition for the future.
We need to get back to where, if it's possible, the mom can stay home if they want to. Because in our economy, it's not too possible at this current moment.
Exactly.
I can't argue.
I mean,
that.
I feel like
go ahead. Because I want to say what I want to say, but
I feel like that's the politics part of it. Because depending on where you live, for example, where my homie Jay Money live, one parent could take care of the household. Cost of living is super down.
But there are also minimum wages super down too. If the cost of living is down.
Their minimum wage is like $18. So of course, if he's the only person working, he can take care of the household. He get paid weekly. He get paid $28, and you can take care of the household. So I think that's the politics part of it.
It's too expensive for people in Colorado. They have to have at least both parents or 2 people in the household working, if not more. It's just to survive in Colorado. It's expensive here.
It may be expensive where people stay and live, but one major thing that American people do is live outside of their main.
That's true. I have to agree with that. I've done that too. I can't say that I'm not guilty of that too.
And we as Americans, as born Americans, we can take a page from my brown people, the Hispanic people, where I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but for the most part, if they have a house, it's going to be like 12 of them in it, because they're bringing it all together, bringing all the money to one pot.
Yeah,
a lot of cultures do that. It's not just them. It's a lot of cultures. A lot of cultures believe in having that.
These days they're starting to do that. Exactly. There's a lot of days. These people these days, in age with people, the way things are going on with the economy and everything else, people can't live on loans. They have people living with them. It's always families living with each other. And people living all these houses.
That's because of how their upbringing. They're still closely bonded. We as an Americans have got so sick and tired of each other and dealing. I mean, to me, I would like to blame it on the talk show era.
What do you mean on me?
The talk show era? Jenny Jones, Ricky Lake?
Yes. Because those shows unknowingly put into the mindset that your business, you know what I'm saying, is my business. So now, girl, did you see what happened?
I agree. I agree.
Before all reality shows happened, all of those was on Oprah Show, the Maury Show, Jerry Springer, Geraldo Show. Them shows were the oohs and the ahs and all the conflicts.
But I think
gossip.
I think that's a problem. But if you're a grown adult and you sitting watching Jenny Jones and you taking what she's saying to the head and you living your life off that, that is a bigger problem that we have. Because ain't no way you let a stranger dictate how your family is being shaped or molded. And I understand that happened in the 80s and the 90s. I'm not denying that fact because I was a product of that. I seen it, you know. But I think that's something we need to
I
take.
wish I had somebody a little bit older than me up here because them the ones that right now they'll be like, you don't know, woo woo woo. And I would have to say something like, do you forget that the first episode ever on television saying that a woman has the right to put a man out for a paycheck was on Oprah Show 1979.
But maybe that was part of my favorite people. Maybe that was part of the propaganda to separate the family. Because shortly after that, what came? Section 8 and all this things where women are benefited for not having a man in the family or in the household at least.
But then, yet again, that was, unfortunately, I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I got to be honest. That was supposed to help out for the abuse that women were so-called getting. And I ain't going to say so-called like it was fake, but the up climbing scale of it happening so much that they need a solution. And to win an election, Section 8. Do that make sense?
No, I understand.
Okay.
What you're saying makes sense, but
is it right? I guess not.
I can't see it. You know?
You know what I'm saying?
It's unfortunate though.
But you know, we have to be smarter about the uproars and outcry that we give to society and make society get emotionally involved.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I just wish you know.
Because we're not uproared over this, but we still uproar over George Floyd saying that his death was wrong.
Right.
Even though the autopsy said over 1 million times this man died of an overdose of drugs. But we're going to ignore that and worry about that. Or what's going on right now with Julio Fulio and this guy getting a life sentence for killing this young man. I don't know this young man, but that's not the uproar. The uproar is that this man not getting a death penalty, that we can get that hard sweat and labor out of him. And it's the new age slavery.
Now, you know how I feel about criminals and dying.
I know. Y'all two is some tag team and WWE wrestling when it comes to this.
I mean,
off with his head.
Listen,
I'm not like that. I don't. Okay, yes, he did kill somebody, so I do feel like.
Oh, okay then.
Eye for an eye.
You know how I feel? It's not necessarily off with his head because he killed somebody. It's how he went about the after. Like, you all on trial trying to plead like you innocent. So if we find you guilty, off with his head. Now, after you got arrested, if you would have just came out and said,
no, have any, I don't know if y'all know about this Julio Fulio because I just got put up on game. But did y'all see the video when he first got locked up? They said this happened the first 2 minutes of him in the jail cell. Dude right here like, nobody's talked to this kid yet. Mm-hmm. He just got into jail. You know what I'm saying? The camera in the cell. He up there reliving the incident.
Because he in jail and he have to play that role like he's a tough guy. Whatever. I don't care. He got up there and acting like he was innocent. Off with his head.
Ooh.
But how he took a different role, I would say, okay, forever slave.
Maybe you feel a little bit of remorse. Maybe my mind will change. But
he did play the remorse card.
Yeah,
actually.
after he acted like he didn't care the whole damn trial. Look, I get it. They like to say innocent until proven guilty, which some people are guilty before they're proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
David.
Oh. Dismember.
The new age Hannibal Lecter.
He didn't eat her.
I mean, you don't know that. We don't. Allegedly, we don't know that. We ain't saying this dude because I don't want his lawyers like, oh, we can sue Burn Live. But I'm poor. The fuck, don't come sue me.
We ain't got it.
Don't come sue me trying to help David out.
If you thought we did, we don't got it.
Right, just because I'm cracking jokes on him. And I'm telling Dollar Bill too. This ain't no chop house.
But you know what's crazy? You know, in Chicago they got a mutual combatant law. Well, that's why niggas be down out there. But they got a mutual combatant law where it's almost like legal for two gang members to shoot each other.
What?
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's why none of their things are solved unless it's like major, you know, or popular. None of their crimes get solved.
Yeah,
I know a case of a person that this person had the house surrounded. I mean, everybody like come out. Mama came out 4 or 5 times. My baby not here. They're like, baby, we seen this boy go up in there. And I always hint at this to my friends and especially my lady. Guy only had one arm. I keep saying that over and over and over.
You said the guy what?
Only had one arm.
Oh.
And not a cop. Like cop was like, boy, if you don't go get your son, get him up out of here, you're gonna be a goner. But yet again, it's this P word that you like to use, and it ain't propaganda. It's called pride. Why is this pride stuff being the way when you know you did something wrong? Like an opportunity is opportunity, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody wants off with your head, and it's like, hey, here's an opportunity for you to leave and go disrupt somebody else's society. I think that's a clap up to go try to do what you need to go do.
Yeah, and like for the Julio thing, I think dude, I mean, the one guy, I think he was just scared once they read that time off, how much time you finna be spending in jail. Well, you just was scared. Because ain't no guns in jail.
I think, I don't know.
And you know they started a GoFundMe for him.
Yeah, the lawyers pleaded that, you know what I'm saying, he shouldn't get this and blah, 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 blah. But if it took you 2 hours to go kill somebody.
They plotted that shit.
Yeah.
I watched the girl's trial. The girl who they put on trial first, and she got manslaughter. She was helping them do all the shit. And I think they did her first to see if the jury would swing that way. But they planned that shit. They had it all planned the fuck out. That is foul. You had intentions. You went there to harm. You guys took weapons across state lines. There's so much wrong with that case in general.
In other news, unless y'all want to keep going in this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm good.
Y'all good?
Yeah.
All right. So y'all both have been asking me this like periodically, something that's dear to me that I would like to always talk about. And if y'all remember, I was talking about this story. I said, hey, if I'm ever here smoking weed, somebody come in, I can't protect, right? So I did a story a while back. It's a guy in the South somewhere who's actually petitioned for, you know what I'm saying, gun license with for marijuana use. And Mondays, go check that out. I do marijuana laws and laws. So I was doing the marijuana laws, and these two black ladies from Georgia, and they actually profession in teaching doctors how to prescribe marijuana to patients. You know what I'm saying? Now that Trump had decriminalized marijuana stuff, and I'm listening to it, I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling the audience, like, yeah, these are the type of people that needs to be headed to the White House, to the Senate, to represent them, to have our best interest for people that's in the pot industry, especially in the marijuana industry. And things that they were saying are things that I actually be alluding to. I'm always keep alluding to on Mondays is every state do not need to go recreation. It's just recreational. A state being recreational and medical, it opens the floodgates for people to fall to too many loopholes. Just trafficking. I'm just flat out saying it opens the door for trafficking. Huge trafficking is anything over the legal amount that you're supposed to be on. So if you open that door, that needs to stop. But remember, I was talking about to the gun law, and the lady said that by Trump decriminalizing, it opens up the door for marijuana users people to get a license and protect themselves. And I just, man, I almost cried, y'all. That's major in my field for so many people who's a law-abiding citizen. I don't have no criminal record. And you trying to tell me I can't smoke weed the right way? I want to go get my license. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind going to get a license just so I can go get something better to help me focus and do what I need to do. But I also want to be able to sit here and protect my family the right way and not have to put up my fist and fight my way to somebody breaking in my house because I got to go to work tomorrow.
Right.
And people always look at me crazy like that. No offense.
I'm not looking at you crazy.
No, like I said, no offense, but people look at me crazy.
I'm not looking at you crazy.
Let me finish. People look at me crazy like that when I say, oh, you don't ever want to fight, you always want to shoot. I got to go to work. People don't understand work. I don't want to go to work sore.
You have to protect your family. I definitely ain't looking at you crazy.
Yeah, that's just, man, I know I say this a lot, but I be just tired of the government telling us what we can do. I can't smoke weed and have a gun, but I can drink and have guns, and I can do Adderall.
And that don't make no
I can get
damn
prescribed Adderall, or you
actually, if you have mental health, you're not supposed to have a weapon. Period.
What is mental health?
If you're prescribed prescriptions, that means you have a diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a diagnosis, you're not supposed to own a weapon.
Man, that's tough, man. I would never go to the doctor. As soon as I tell them I'm sad, they're like, mental health, no weapon for you.
That's a touchy subject for me. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit,
It's
but
bullshit.
Can you protect yourself? Dallas ain't gonna protect
I
yourself
wasn't
against that
looking
illegal.
at my nails. I was looking at my fist. But
I was looking at your fist. I pointed at your fist.
I'm sure there's some.
That's not gonna protect you against
Something
somebody
wrong
with a
with
gun.
Yeah,
That's
well-
gonna break in the law.
Right. Edward Scissorhands could walk in here right now.
And you're a
Especially-
law, and the fact that you're a law-abiding citizen that's diagnosed with something that ain't broken no law, and they sitting up here trying to tell you that you can't protect yourself, that's crazy.
That is
But yet
crazy.
again, that's not technically the government telling us something. Most of these problems are state and influence. State influence meaning we had the chance to vote on it and ignored it because we thought that we want to get turned up on a Tuesday. That's like there's gerrymandering maps. The reason why it's successful in other states and not successful in certain states and not successful in is because of the law that was put into place that yes, you cannot draw a map that is racially built. Most of the Democratic built racial states are racially drawn. They're not drawn because other people think one way. And then the Democratic Party, unfortunately, is telling people that, hey, these black people represent the Democratic Party. Damn, are you sure? Are you sure? Because yet again, in Virginia, they voted yes for the new maps. But yet again, they voted yes illegally for racial drawn maps. That's against the Constitution.
That's crazy.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I need a real well when it comes to that stuff. I would say that for Friday, but I can't wait to get a real racist person to tell me what he doing to destroy my community. Because I can't wait for him to tell. Because I'm going. As soon as he tell me, I'm we gonna stop you.
You said a real racist person to tell you what that racist person is
to
doing.
tell me what white people are doing to stop black.
Can
you go vote, please?
Who?
I'm just saying because they're saying white people are stopping. People
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I got my.
Can you go vote, please?
I got my.
White people are stopping you from.
I got my Democratic ballot, mail-in ballot.
Man, look.
Man, all that.
Even though it says, you know what it says on it, but I do have a ballot right here. Here's my ballot to go vote. So I got to June 9th. So like I said, I got some research to do. I'm definitely gonna be doing that. But that marijuana thing is very interesting, and all these new symptoms that they're trying to say that has to do with marijuana was another thing that I on that yesterday I had covered too. It's a lot of new symptoms that are shit, little devil. I just said little David. I was like, well, damn. But y'all, the Bird Live show. Speaking of the Bird Live show, man, like I said, y'all, we have a lot of episodes coming up, and I put together a long little montage. Oh, I said it right.
It's a video.
Man, I call it a halftime show. That's what I call it. That's
Halftime.
Yep. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Without further ado,
enjoy.
Oh, we back. I know y'all
Oh my
were. I
God.
know y'all were. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, y'all know what time.
I kind of want to put you on the spot real quick.
Put me on the spot.
I think I just want to say your new thing that you're doing with the shows. I really think it's great, and I think that you're putting in your creativeness, and I think it's kind of amazing.
Appreciate it.
I think you've put in more effort in the last.
Because I haven't we've been discussing behind the scenes. I do have a major new project coming up. I'm working on. Doing these podcasts and making up these episodes, just doing the little things of putting your mind. I don't know, man. I want to say it like this: imagination rule the nation. Creativity is it's a motherfucker. Let me just say it like that. It's a motherfucker. And right now, good topic, just top. Right now is really AI versus creativity. You know what I'm saying? We're being able to give people an opportunity who has creativity, who like, I would never be able to do that. You better, I think this is being able creativity. This is maybe to not wake you up off that couch, but get you to sit on the couch and actually do something without doing nothing. Because other than that, gamers are going to game, and what else you done with that game? I mean,
I don't know. It's the graphics for me. Like I'm working on my little AI skills or whatever, and I don't know. I'm a gamer, guys. Remember, so it's the graphics for me. I can say something to you, and you.
For me, it's wanting to tell a story the way I see a story should be fit, giving each character their shine, their own storytelling, their own livelihoods. I don't know, I don't know. Me liking comic books and world building of a comic book, Star Wars, and stuff like that is amazing to me, and I would like to build my own thing like that. There's another black comic book artist out there who's dropping his own comic book. You know what I'm saying? He dedicated his whole show to that. He talks about Marvel and DC when they're doing good and bad or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? He really promotes his creativity. He went to the bank his own money. You know what I'm saying? He really talks about his ups and downs that he go through. So when that project starts and I get on that, I'm definitely will bring that. That probably gonna be part of the probably like Burn Live or definitely comic shows over there of bringing that aspect of the creativity, world building, stuff like that. And you know, even if I have to get inside other games to show, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm just not into. Yes, I am. When it comes to video game, that's all I am into. It's sports.
No, it's
for real. Okay, maybe I'm not, but when it comes to like,
I only say that because if you were only into sports, you wouldn't turn on them other games and want to play by yourself.
I feel like if you wasn't here, them other games wouldn't be there. It'd be nothing but sports.
I think the first game that was downloaded on your system was a game that I played.
Well, it was. Yeah, that's true. But if, like I said, if you wasn't here, I'd be Nick.
It'll definitely be baseball or hockey.
On me. I would have been I'd count the other joy. Like, man, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? And I be thinking about it like, damn, I still ain't count the other joy. You know what I'm saying? A little this, that. But yet again, I keep thinking about that creativity. Like, man, that word.
I don't know. I just watch you. I mean, we watch you. It's not just me, but we do watch you from the behind the scenes, so we get to witness how long it takes. And you have to be you're very persistent on when you have a project you want to complete, and I think that's admirable.
That hunger's coming back. You know what I'm saying? The juices flowing, the mind thinking this, you know what I'm saying? Seeing other people get intrigued, like, okay, I'm going. Because I remember the first time I got a compliment doing a live, you know what I'm saying? I literally had the phone, it sat at the edge of the bed. We were sitting on the bed, we were smoking, and everybody had their other phones and they was reading, and I even missed the comment. Just to be real, I missed the comment. And they were like, man, you didn't see the comment with it? And they read like, you're very motivational. And because in the middle, and I want to bring it back, but I was like, man, when I get into those speeches, now sometimes speeches go real long, but I used to, be heavy on instrumentals. You know what I'm saying? I used to just open up with an instrumental, just flow, do whatever, just be chilling. That used to be my little introduction, like how I be trying to be silly now with the Good Night Lfe Show. I ain't just be silly. I used to just flow, just kick back. But my flow will always be how rap was right before, you know what I'm saying, trap music came, where every rap had a little message in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give proper due, where it had a message in it. And then I will always try to give a motivational speech, a wake up speech, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what time it was, you know what I'm saying? I'll give a speech like waking up. I know you waking up, you know what I'm saying? You're tired, your day strong, but we still here. I mean, I might need to get back into those, you know what I'm saying? Because, they was motivational, as people tell me. And then I did stop, I went straight rhino. I think I did. I think that rhino stopped a lot of stuff, but yet again, that was a time of growth. Thank you, and I appreciate for those stuck with me, Doc. Um, man, y'all, Doc has been there. You know what I'm saying? Doc came in right in the middle of COVID, right when I was in Seattle. And then, can I say it got real cold in Seattle? Lucky it was summertime, but it got real cold in Seattle. And it was Doc and two other people from Canada. You know what I'm saying? And all over a case that I couldn't solve because everybody wouldn't bring evidence to the forefront. All that shit. And I always look for, because like I said, I can always bring people together. That's like something that I can do that's easy. I could build us all up, BBB. I could set us all up, but keeping it together, keeping it flowed, and keeping that one thing up out of it, I cannot do. Because it seems like once your back turn, get busy, get out, because everybody has a life, you know what I'm saying? You got to do this, you got to go do that. You can't be everywhere. That's where it all happened.
It always happens like that, I swear.
It does. You're like, what the hell? I'm getting in there. Text message. Oh, you better hop in a group chat. What the fuck? But yet again, to build a team, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't do everything. And you can, but when you start having to do everything, something is weak. That's why that strong of a team, that team, ain't no I in team.
Then people say, but there's the me.
Yeah, there's a me. Yeah, you was there with other people.
Yeah.
Jordy was the best player. So what was the other people around here? Bubs?
I guess so. That seems to be the
Boy, everybody on that whole starting five or Hall of Famers went to other teams and balled out and took them teams to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. And another thing that is hard for a person like me, because I never thought about trying to develop the skills to do this, and maybe I should have, is developing the skills to show your team the vision that you see. You know what I'm saying? No, I cannot show y'all the end goal, especially I feel like I can't do it in stuff like this because I'm new to this. You know what I'm saying? I can see people that we admire greats or people that done it better or people that stuck to one thing. And I admit that. You know what I'm saying? With me, I bounced around I would say dramatically, like did a turn. And you know what I'm saying? That's really what kind of hurt me, and then me trying to rebrand myself. And I think this is the third time me trying to rebrand myself. You know what I'm saying? So understanding the new algorithm, understanding the slow starts and the pain and the grind you go to, not seeing the numbers that I'm accustomed to seeing. Cause I can tell people, go back on my Burn Live book face page, go back to the beginning where yes, boy, you would see 5,000 a show, 10,000 a show. And like, damn, boy, you pulling up your head. But then I will also say, look at the conversations we was talking about. Whether really what I'm trying to pull out now, like my favorite TV show. And then that will help me understand like the pain and the grind I had to go through. Doing something that was successful that could have took me to the top, but something that wasn't true to my heart because I was doing something I wasn't really into. I really, really got tired of just sitting there explaining weed. And this is the new weed. This is the new strain and smoking it. I don't know. They got boring quick.
I just think that you have opened to other aspects, which also gives other people a chance to view. Not everybody's going to talk politics. Not everybody wants to talk weed. Not everybody wants to talk AI. You have a section. Not everybody wants to do court cases, but you've kind of split it to where there's something for everybody
on my channel.
And I think that that's beneficial. I think that in the long run, this may, it's going to.
I'm comfortable. And I feel like I don't have to do like what I feel like I was used to doing, trying to cram everything into it, can't stay on topic. I wouldn't say quick to debate everybody because that's what everybody would like to say, but I'd be quick to want to discuss things and break things down if things are break it down. I know that's not even a word. But if it's able to break something down to make sure that I get it right, the audience get it right, start a conversation, because a rabbit hole is not always something of conspiracy theory. You know what I'm saying? A rabbit hole to me, especially 2026, is just a good conversation that needs to be explored and that's beneficial to us and the audience. And so, you know, and that's what I want to build for Brown Live. I want to build more more optimistic of just building a channel, not just for I know what YouTube wants. I know what TikTok wants. I know what Bookface wants. I'm gonna do this because what I want. I'm genuine to it. And whoever comes over here is gonna be genuine to the same thing. That's why I'm appreciate when I look at my algorithm, not gonna lie, it says 12% of your viewers are subscribed. And 90, what it was like 92%, 80-some% of them are new. I'm like, well, shit, I'm always getting somebody new.
So y'all, please, with that being said, follow. If you're on wherever you're at, subscribe, follow, like, share to a friend, anything, you know, because this is something that he is passionate about. And I think we're all kind of passionate about it because we're all here. You know, we all do this. So
Passionate about it, and I have seen a lot of eyeballs of people from the past. Like, oh, what he doing? Okay, I'm like, damn, you know, but that's what's up, you know. Keep your eyes in the streets. I think I'm gonna stop playing so dumb when it comes to music and stuff. That shit was funny. Maybe I should have clipped those. I think that was one of the other funniest things, acting like you don't know a song just to piss a person off just because you grew up in the era of songs. But then I know a lot of songs I may not know the artists too.
that is true. We witnessed that today.
Yeah, I'm bad at that part. Oh well. Oh well. And other news, ladies and gentlemen, F1 is back in my racing. I do love that. That's another thing I like to do. Road trips, comic books, movies, etc. Like what Beanie C said, one of my favorite artists. Man, it's got a lot to do, y'all. Any projects you got coming up?
Not nothing I can share right now.
Anything you got coming up?
I've been working my YouTube. That's it.
Check us out, y'all. This is also the Burn Live Show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Anytime that you're watching this, we all appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to say, we out. Peace.
This motherfucker is locked.
Talking, I'm in love, baby.